Hello, my fellow exiles. The world is a very large, very noisy machine. It clanks, it whirs, it is full of people rushing about, trading slips of green paper for plastic gizmos, and feeling very important about their hats. It is a silly business, really, a giant swirling circus of snitches and sneeches and men in gray suits. You must understand the architecture of this place before you can build your own soul within it. Know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion and adornment and boasting to one another. That's from the Quran, Surah Al-Hadid 57:20. It is a pageant, a play, a sparkly, boastful thing full of sound and fury, signifying absolutely nothing if you don't have the spine to look it in the eye. But oh, the rot, the glorious, terrifying rot of it all. You might feel sad sometimes. You might feel like a snozzcumber in a pickle jar. Good. Excellent. Pain is the fuel of the motor. If you were happy all the time, sitting on a velvet cushion eating bonbons, you would dissolve into a puddle of useless goo. You would be nothing but a consumer of oxygen, a parasite on the face of the earth. You must struggle. You must ache. The more a man's life is burdened with suffering and sorrow, the more he is favored by God. The mind of a man who is not troubled by the world's sorrows is like a pool of stagnant water. That's from the Baha'i teachings, Abdul Baha. Stagnant, smelly, full of wriggling things. Do not be the pond, be the ocean, be the storm. And it passes. Everything passes. One minute you are crying over spilt milk, and the next minute the milk is dry and you are laughing at a cloud. It is biology, it is physics, it is the great turning wheel. Do not weep for the winter, for the sun is merely charging its batteries. O son of Kuntai, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. That's from the Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. The seasons turn, the pages flip, and the rational man stands immovable in the center of the blizzard, wearing a very sensible coat. But here is the secret, the magical, mathematical secret. If you are true, if you are absolutely, relentlessly true to the fire in your belly, the universe has to pay up. It is a contract. It is the law of identity applied to the soul. If you focus, if you work, if you refuse to let the Grinches steal your roast beast, the supply drops will arrive. And he will provide for him from where he does not expect, and whoever relies upon Allah, then he is sufficient for him. Indeed, Allah will accomplish his purpose. The Quran, Surah At-Talik 65:3. It arrives on silver platters. It drops from the sky. It is the reward for the virtue of selfishness, for the devotion to one's own highest potential. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have. The Gita, chapter 9, verse 22. You keep your marbles, you get new marbles, you win the factory. Now there are some people, giants really, who see the exit. They see the glass elevator that goes up and out. They could leave this filthy, beastly nursery school. But they don't. They stay in the mud. They stay with the who's and the takers and the moaners. They are a guru. It's like a guide who leads travelers through a terrifying forest. People who have reached enlightenment but choose to stay in the mud of the world to help others. They hold the torch so you don't trip over the tree roots and break your nose. They are the prime movers who refuse to shrug, choosing instead to carry the weight of the terrified travelers. And why? Why do they do it? Why do we slog through the sludge and the slime and the skepticism? Because eventually you see the joke. You see the grand, intricate, clockwork perfection of the mess. You see that the villains were necessary and the heroes were tired and the stars were just burning balls of gas that look pretty from a distance. It is absurd. It is magnificent. When you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. Gautama Buddha. And what a sound that is. A laugh that rattles the stars. I love ya.